Hello, everybody. Happy Sloppy Toppy PsyOp Saturday. Do you want to know what's really fun before I address everybody in the chat? I can hear something. There's some type of weird conversation going on in my headphones, and it's in a foreign language. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Do you guys remember when the stream, like I really screwed it up last time because I had the wireless headphones in? This is why I had the wireless headphones in. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a party line. They could be having a party. It sounds like a call center or something. I don't really know. I can't even tell if it's a real conversation or not. That's the thing that's driving me nuts. But as long as you guys can't hear it, then I'll write it out. I'll go crazy. But I can hear it in the background. It's driving me nuts. So how is everybody? I do have a video that I would like to show you guys if you guys have been paying attention to my community section, because the video keeps getting taken down and I feel really bad for the guy, and I think that he's honestly out here like doing the Lord's work, and this chick, this female who's a pedophile, is literally about to get his channel completely struck off of YouTube. I've been kind of watching this whole thing unfold and it's really, really crazy to me. But someone just re-uploaded it because he gave everybody permission. He's like, if you guys want to re-upload my video, please do. And so it popped up in my feed and somebody did. And it's like 35 minutes long because I have to cut this off at 2 hours. So I do want to show you guys. If we'll go through some stuff that I have on X, but I think that this will be fun. And I wanted to just fly by the seat of my pants, your pants, our pants. If you're wearing pants, I'm not judging you if you're not. That's great. Pajama pants, sweatpants, all right. But, you know, everybody's been real upset about me talking about Candace, so it's not Candace. Not Candace. And I just thought that this was
I don't even think these people are human. Like, I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know? Like my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know? I'm not going to stab them, but I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would fall out. You know what I mean? And I just get that sense. I've always known it was demonic. And people just get on board because, as we talked about in this book, they are using science and this idea of technology and this idea of transforming society for the better to indoctrinate us into accepting this. And it's wrong and it's backwards. And the main component of all of this is psychology, right? They're able to do it because of psychology, making you think that society has gotten better. Our kids have objectively gotten dumber. We've become fatter. We've become less healthy. We've become less emotionally sound. And yet they are convincing us that this is like humanity's great leap forward. We put a man on the moon and he just like called them up and was like, hey, Prez, what's up? I'm up here. Yeah, it's so cool. It's really great. It's nice. Starry night up here. Okay, I'm gonna text you. I gotta go by in 69. And they get these people, they tell you like he's a genius. They're all writing like he's a genius. So we should just accept that Elon Musk is a genius because like all the writers who are obviously indoctrinated into the occult are telling us that this is the next person that we should worship. The establishment of Hollywood, it was all cults. They were all Aleister Crowley proteges who were just raping kids and summoning demons, and demons are real. So at the same time that they're summoning demons, they are making us all believe that faith is not real. And that has been, I think, the greatest trick that the devil ever played, right? Is making people think that he didn't exist and making people atheist, making people believe that there's nothing, like you're here for a moment in time, because then it allows them to further tether us to their reality and to their God, which is money, right? Well, if you truly knew and believed, like I do, I actually know that this is not it. Like I know this is not it. But if you truly believed that, you wouldn't sell your soul. People think that that's just like an expression. Oh, he sold his soul. No, you are literally selling your soul. Like when you tell lies and you go down a path of lying because you're so afraid of not having the security of a paycheck, or you're willing to do something terrible to maintain that job, or keeping your mouth shut to maintain that job. We're seeing it right now with the Charlie Kirk case, right? You're selling your soul. Like there's a life after this. They have made you pledge your allegiance to their dollar because they know life is going on. They know that. They want you to literally sell them your soul. That's my personal belief. It's why I am religious. It's why I speak about my faith openly, because I just know if this is not it, and I just know these people are demons. Like, I don't know. They just like, look at the way they breathe. Like, you know what I mean? Same thing. I look at Sam Altman. I'm like, look, I don't know, but I know it's not a droid, obviously.
So I just thought that that was entertaining. There's some points that I definitely agree with her. I don't think that they're necessarily hybrids, but it's they want to be. I mean, that's not up for debate. Transhumanism is a thing. She's out here real noited talking about, Crowley. It's like you notice how people are like really spinning out. People are spinning out. I mean, she's totally scripting. That's like, come on. Come on, girl. I mean, she's not wrong. It's just it's a little dramatic, and it's not really a hot take. It's like, come on, come on, call it what it is. It's the dark arts, right? We know it's the dark arts. She may be right, but she's coming across like a Maury Povich or Geraldo Rivera. Well, Geraldo Rivera was the great shitcoder of eras past, so maybe that is the role that she is supposed to serve. I wanted to share these because I don't know. I call William Ramsey Sus Bill it's a way of caring. It's my nickname for him. I respect William Ramsey, and me calling him a boomer, it's not a pejorative. I love the guy, and I love seeing his boomer posts because he bounces from boomer post to completely noited, and I'm here for it. It makes my X feed much more entertaining. But I wanted to show these because he's like been going really hard on the West Memphis 3 thing, which as he should, right? That's kind of his specialty, his forte. But there's 2 posts that he had shared, and I want to show you guys. Is she just now coming to this conclusion? That I don't know. That's a good question. And yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that she's a construct. It doesn't mean that people can't like her, right? There's people who like Alex Jones. There's people who like, God, I hate feeling like I'm picking on like the conservative side. I don't know any of the other quote unquote side of influencers or mouthpieces. If I did, I would bring them up. Like, people are allowed to like who they like. It's just, understand what you're watching. That's all I'm saying. And you don't have to agree with me. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I don't care. Let's go ahead and see. And again, this is all out of love because it's very, very funny. And again, I love Bill. And I think it's funny that he's like, if you know, you know. So having dinner with my friend Amanda Knox, please support her. You can follow her at a Mama Knox, and that is a post from Damian Eccles. So obviously, Bill being a little bit noited here. And I wanted to also include this. He says, of course, Dave McGowan got the West Memphis 3 right. Rest in peace to a legend. So this individual commented, I see it as a satanic panic thing too, and I've always felt that one of the stepfathers did it. Eccles is a strange dude, but that's no crime, and not so unusual for a guy his age at that time. Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon replies, not so unusual for a guy his age at that time. Are you aware that he tortured and killed animals, drank the blood of others, and claimed to gain power from it? Discussed with 2 different girlfriends the possibility of having a child so they could sacrifice it, attempted to gouge out the eyes of a classmate, was repeatedly institutionalized for being a homicidal psychopath, his own words on the admissions paperwork, repeatedly made death threats against his parents and classmates, and that all of that and more was entered into the court record not by overzealous prosecutors, but by his own defense team. There is so much more about this case that has been grossly misrepresented through a multi-million-dollar disinformation campaign. And then the individual replies, well, I guess I fucked up on that comment. I'm usually very up on these subjects, but oh well, my bad. Thanks for the righteous correction. I do think that that is very important because there are a lot of people that think that the West Memphis 3 are innocent, which is really, really fucking crazy to me. You see, people like her and Alex are part of what Jason Brashears calls the Patriot Pacification Program. That's interesting. Huh. I don't think I've ever heard of that. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen, because I just thought that it was really odd, and I'm not really here to dig deep on it, because like I said, the main thing that I wanted to show today was this pedophile shit is Graham Platner, AFL-CIA union busting bot on X. They've been covering this for quite some time. So this person, I guess, is in the Senate, has been running for Senate. I don't really know. I just saw this last night and I thought that it was really interesting because Nazis, right? This is his original post, Graham Platner for Senate. He's a veteran, oysterman, and working class Mainer, but this person has been going in on him. He worked for Costellus, aka Blackwater, and obviously he has a lot of stuff he here. We know that these screenshots don't like to open well for us, but people have started really going in on this guy because this guy is a Nazi. Yeah, so Nazi tattoo, 2007, caught with a Nazi tattoo, October 21st, 2025, covered up with a Celtic tattoo. 10/22/25. 18 years walking around with a Nazi tattoo claiming to be anti-fascist. All they do is lie. It's also really weird if it is a Celtic tattoo because then I'm just wondering if it's like some Odin shit. Just curious. Just curious. And here, CNN confirms that multiple sources suggest Graham Platner knew his tattoo was a Nazi symbol years prior to launching his campaign and is now blatantly lying about it. When commenters in the 2020 thread described the lightning bolts as Nazi or racist symbol, Platner dismissed the criticism, writing that outsiders have no idea what they're talking about, and added, "I will be sure to inform the black guys I know with bolts that they're Nazis now." Copies of the threads were archived through the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine and on a separate Reddit archiving site. CNN also spoke with an acquaintance of Platner from more than a decade ago who said Platner spoke about his tattoo resembling a Nazi symbol. A second person told CNN that they learned of the tattoo years ago from the acquaintance who told them that Platner had described it as a Nazi-style design. CNN also reviewed a text chain between the acquaintance and another person discussing Platner's Nazi-like tattoo several months ago before the story became public. So he is just a dirty little liar. But Nazis lie, right? Nazis lie. From Graham Platner's Reddit account from 2021, the same Graham Platner who joined Blackwater and is a murderer, the same Graham Platner who was at Abu Ghraib, the same Graham Platner with Nazi tattoos, the same Graham Platner endorsed by Hassan Piker, the DNC shill. What American wars would you have volunteered to fight in? The Indian Wars, the Philippines, Haiti, and Nicaragua in the 1920s, Vietnam, Nicaragua, and El Salvador again in the 80s. As for would have, I did for Iraq and would love to get to the gun. Small wars are pretty enjoyable. It's the big ones with days of artillery fire and inhuman brutality that take the fun out of fighting. But small wars, and Iraq and Afghanistan are indeed small wars, provide the rush of small combat actions along with the intellectual challenge of building personal relationships and infrastructure within the local community. Small wars are thinking wars, which I much prefer over the bloody slugfest of great power, conventional warfare. Oh, and the revolution, because I'm American. So what's interesting about that, in my personal opinion, Nazis, right? And the thing with, this Celtic stuff, it's like, well, is he into Odinism? I don't really know. And if he is, then we got to talk about the whole Odinist drinking jizz, right? Because that's disgusting. But it's interesting because, in relation to the Delphi case, a lot of those Odinists, a lot of the Vinlanders, they also served, right? And I have the utmost respect for our veterans, but, people have to accept that you can respect the veterans and also understand that some of these individuals start enjoying what they do over there. War crimes are war crimes for a reason. Respect their service, but dodge the pop shot. Yeah, I'm just not, I respect veterans like they fought so that I could sit here and do this, right? And you guys know I love my Vietnam vets. Like, they hold a very special place in my heart. But it's like, guys, you gotta leave it over there. And I know that's easier said than done. I'm not being serious. I can't even wrap my head around like the trauma that these people have gone through. All right, so we're gonna watch the first 2 minutes and 15 seconds of this before we get into the pedophile stuff. Isn't that fun? And good plug, Jay Snyder. I didn't feel like I needed to stop and comment on that. For anybody who has not read Changing Images of Man, you should, because it's all right there in the book. And systems theory, I'm actually working on the next podcast episode, continuing with discussing George von Hilsheimer. And, I talk about systems theory in the podcast episode, right? Where it makes you want to gouge your eyes out. I cannot stand it. It's so annoying. Like, they're just so smart. They're so fucking smart. Well, thank you everybody for sharing those, because like I said, I have the utmost respect for I have the utmost respect for our veterans, and it's war is a celebration of markets. It's capitalism, right? That's ultimately what it is capitalism. It's simply a celebration of markets. Is anybody paying attention to the hidden true crime stuff? It's pretty funny. The exhibits and declarations have come out. It's real wild. The videos, the tea has started being released. That lady's full of shit. Not good. Not good. So the hidden true crime stuff, there's multiple channels covering it, but she went from the Daybell case to Delphi and, was hardcore slurping, slobbing the knob of the state, and then went back to Daybell, I guess, basically at CrimeCon, which is where they all get together, like, and I'm sorry, it really freaks me out at CrimeCon having like the victims' families there on stage getting awards, like, oh, my kid was murdered. It's like, you guys are fucking disgusting. But, she accused this other, I don't know if it's a creator, another individual of, stalking her and harassing her and, got her banned from CrimeCon. Well, it turns out that this chick who has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, a lot of them who are rabid, that she's actually the one who was doing the stalking, and the videos are starting to come out, and we love to see it. We love to see the tea. Since we have nothing else right now at the moment, like I said, because I do think that there's a very good likelihood of this guy's channel getting removed, and I think that this video is really important. He's doing the Lord's work, and also it is well done. I'm gonna go ahead and play it because this other individual uploaded it. The channel is Slyboy. This is about the lady pedophile. It's a real hellscape. It's a real hellscape. Are you ready for this? I understand that men and women can be pedophiles, right? But like, we don't hear about women that much. So she's a female pedophile Christian who literally tries to use the Bible to justify her grooming of a young child, a young girl in particular.
The internet, like any public square, is underbellied by a hive of scum and villainy. Picture, if you will, your average degenerate. Now make them hairier, sweatier. Now you have a pretty good mental picture of the subject of today's video, one Katie Cruz. This demon's presence has plagued YouTube for years. The mere mention of the name Katie Cruz has gotten countless YouTubers' videos taken down via mass reporting campaigns by a cabal of online predators. Predators who will no doubt be watching this very video right now. Predators who I'm assuming are going to try to mass flag this very video. Which, by the way, fellas, you should really watch to the timestamp on your screen right now before doing that. Do not say that I did not warn you. All right, now that that's out of the way, let me introduce you to my least favorite person on the internet right now, the out and proud, minor attracted person, Christian blogger, influencer, activist, Katie Cruz, who does not want you to know that her real government name is Callie Miller.
What we do here is go.
Yeah, the beat intro is fire.
Part 1. The Christian.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's explore exactly who Katie Cruz is. A blog by Katie Cruz. Who am I? My name is Katie Cruz. I'm a girl on a journey trying to navigate this sometimes frightful, messed up world. I guess you can say I'm a cartographer. As a matter of fact, I'm a map. What's a map, you ask? Well, I'm a lot like everyone else. I'm gonna stop you right there. No, the fuck you're not. I tend to find myself attracted to people much younger than me. MAP stands for minor attracted person. I feel romantic attraction to girls 14 and under. And just like other people's orientations, it's not something I choose, but I don't let that trouble me. I have still found love both ethically and within the law. And I've also lost love. And this is my story of how I try to cope with society's constructs that marginalize and often vilify people like me. But I refuse to let society define me. I know who I am. My purpose in life is to help other maps and marginalized people find peace and happiness. This is my ministry.
By ministry, she means that she sees herself as a role model for younger maps. She documents some elements of this ministry in her blog. This mostly consists of her going on Reddit threads or other social media sites to give advice to people who admit they're struggling with being attracted to minors. Now, the advice, of course, is not to dissuade them from these attractions, but to help them celebrate it and further explore their sexuality, as she calls it. Katie Cruz's online presence consists mostly of blog posts and general online activism. She doesn't share her face. Typically, she will go by some sort of avatar that is an AI-generated girl between the ages of 7 and 13. She considers her sexuality to be little girl exclusive.
I have dated adults in the past. I occasionally find adults attractive. But when I'm thinking or fantasizing, it's always about little girls. I don't fantasize about adults. So I consider
Off with
that
their
being
heads.
exclusive.
Katie has also made mention that she has had multiple little girls in her life. Hard to say exactly what she means by that.
When I had girls in my life, I was like a completely different person. I was just so happy, and I felt the world was right. But then when they were taken out of my life for whatever reason, either left, pulled out of my life, taken out of my life, which is kind of the inevitable thing, like, is just always hard. I would just go into a deep depression,
Oh yeah, guys, YouTube is
um,
siding with her.
use a lot of substances, just do anything I
And
can
she's made
to
death threats against him.
try to
That's
take
why I'm
my
playing
mind
this.
off of it, and just feel as numb as I can.
Hello, Erica
She
Case.
also runs
Yikes
a map
indeed.
merch shop with hundreds of items of general map and some zoophilia related paraphernalia. I apologize for the glimpse of hell you're about to experience. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey there, it's Maddie, your map-loving friend, and Pride Month is just around the corner. Are you ready to show your colors and celebrate love, acceptance, and equality? Well, I've got the perfect place for you, Map Merch Shop, the ultimate online store for map and map-adjacent communities. At Map Merch Shop, we've got everything you need to shine bright during Pride Month and beyond. We've got awesome shirts, beautiful flags, colorful mugs, and so much more, all created by incredible artists like the Maddest Hatter, Anemonen, Acrylic Fairy, and Katie Cruz. But here's the best part, when you purchase select items, a portion of the proceeds goes straight to amazing map charities. It's shopping with a purpose, and it feels absolutely fantastic. From stylish
Yes, they do,
flags to
Dave.
awesome mugs, keychains to stickers, we've got everything you
I've
need
got
to show off
the
your
watched
true
the rap
colors.
one too.
And
That
by
one hasn't
supporting
been
our
taken
artists, you're
out.
helping spread love, acceptance, and equality. Get ready for Pride Month in style and make a positive impact at the same time. Visit our website at mapmerch.shop and let the shopping adventure begin. Remember, love is love, and everyone deserves to be celebrated. Let's make this Pride Month the most colorful and inclusive one yet.
Now, I first became aware of Katie Cruz, aka Callie Miller, while I was investigating an organization called METAL, which stands for Map Equality, Dignity, and Liberation. This is a pro-map group. On their website, they say, "Welcome to METAL. We are an activist organization of minor attracted persons. Our goal is a world where maps can live freely without being judged for their orientation and without obstacles from society, have their autonomy respected, have equal rights, and achieve their dreams." On Metal's website, they have a journal dedicated to the musings of various people in the map community. One particular article immediately caught my eye, titled, "Why Did God Create Maps?" This was my first introduction to Katie Cruz. In this article, she writes, "As a Christian, I am often asked about the intersectionality between my faith and my orientation. I've researched and written extensively about it on my blog. To answer the initial question, why did God create maps? Simple. God needs people to love, advocate, and care for children. The meaning of mapness has been stretched and skewed over the years. The literal
the
meaning
shit
of
literally makes
mapness
me want to
is
blow my
love for
brains out.
children. It wasn't God's law that mapness is considered wrong or evil. Naturally, some of the adults who loved children developed an intimate bond with them, and a sexual relationship developed." This goes on for a little bit, but they conclude with, "Mapness being wrong or evil is a modern social construct that shifted the Overton window and evolved into man's law." Naturally, my curiosity had been tickled, fondled even, by this character. This launched me into an investigation resulting in a 40-minute expose in which I uncovered a multitude of concerning details about Katie Cruz, including her attempts to romantically pursue a 10-year-old girl she knew in real life. The video was received quite well. However, a mere few hours after I'd uploaded it, I received an email from YouTube.com. Imagine my shock when I found that my video exposing someone who is actively preying on children was removed from YouTube for violating their child safety policy. I don't know if it was backwards day over at the YouTube office or something. Naturally, I appealed the decision, and some supposedly real-life YouTube employee with a brain looked at my appeal and said, no, you know what? We're going to side with the on this one. We're going with the actually. The map, sorry. YouTube, I didn't use a no word. I said map. Something felt a bit off, though. I simply couldn't imagine that some YouTube bot found keywords it didn't like and just decided to axe the whole video. In my research of Katie Cruz at this point, though, I was privy to the fact that she is known for taking down any and all videos online that talk about her. She does this through fraudulent mass reporting campaigns. One instance in which she did this was against a YouTuber by the name of Gone Fishing, who did a video about her, which she successfully got taken down. In this instance, Katie Cruz and her cohorts were openly talking online about their tactics for fraudulently removing videos. When the video goes up, be sure to spam report it for harmful/dangerous acts. And the fact that Gone Fishing had announced the video before it came out didn't help
I want
a
to
lot
watch this whole
because it
video.
allowed them time to all organize around
you
reporting
wanna
the
send
video
it
the
to me
second
on
it
X.
came out. Update on the Gone Fishing video. It
I don't
seems
know
the
if we'll get
actual
to it,
release
though,
date is going to be Thursday, which
'cause I do have
aligns
to
with the
cut off at a
release dates
specific
of the
time.
rest of his videos the past few uploads. I will be posting any noteworthy information from Gone Fishing's Discord server. Get ready to mass report the video when it releases. Now, historically, Katie Cruz and her fellow maps have resided on the Mastodon
I don't
server
know why that just
Map
deleted it with the
Support, which
auto mod
states this
genie.
is a
I'm
server
sorry.
for queer people and paraphilias and allies. Please
Oh, let me
read and
turn it
respect
off.
the
There we
rules,
go.
especially about
Okay.
illegal content.
No,
Upon
you're fine.
registering, you
No,
will
no,
be
no, don't
manually
apologize. I
activated.
just turned
And
off
you
the
see
auto
we have
moderation.
just about
I didn't think it was on.
300 active users in the Diddler squad here. So knowing that this is how Katie Cruz operates, I found it exceedingly likely that the Diddler squad might be behind my video being taken down. Now, the map support server is an extremely tight-knit and
just shoot it over
secretive
on
group.
X.
However, Katie Cruz, in her infinite wisdom, created a Blue Sky account in which she mirrored all of her posts on map support. And as it turns out, the day my video was released, we find a post by Katie Cruz on the server, Mass Report Time, with, you guessed it, the link to my video. Now, funnily enough, I put out a video a few months ago titled How YouTube Protects Predators. YouTube, by the way, set that video to limited monetization, which means it doesn't show that video to anybody. So great accountability there, YouTube. Keep it up. But in that video, I explained how I followed the breadcrumbs to the Mastodon server. And the day that video went up, Katie Cruz's Blue Sky account that was bridging from the server mysteriously disappeared. So we've got her on the defensive at this point.
Part 2. A silver bullet.
I still have a serious problem on my hands, though, which is that the second this video goes up, it will be bombarded with hundreds of false complaints. Complaints which I, as a YouTuber with a humble 15,000 subscribers, am completely defenseless to. What's more, given YouTube's merciless strike system, my channel could be in danger of deletion if I fall prey to more of these attacks. How do you fight something like that? How do you fight something like that? I need a silver bullet, some sort of mutually assured destruction, an ultimatum of some kind. Now, what counteractive offensive measure could I possibly take in a situation like this? This is Katie Cruz. The original idea was to get a life-sized cutout of an actual picture of Katie Cruz. This is an actual picture of Katie Cruz. It ended up being the size of a fucking elephant, but face to the name, there she is. Big Katie meet little Katie. I'm going to address the real Katie right now. Katie, if this video gets taken down, I'm going to pack up Big Katie in my Subaru. I'm going to drive to Shelbyville, Indiana, and I'm going to stand on a street corner and tell everyone who passes by who you are and what you tried to do to that 10-year-old child. To be clear, if the video you're watching right now gets taken down, Big Katie goes to Indiana. If the video gets a strike of any kind, whether you did it or not, Big Katie goes to Indiana. If the video gets limited monetization, you guessed it, Big Katie goes to Indiana. Now, the rest of you are probably thinking,
of course,
why
it's Indiana,
Shelbyville,
exactly.
Indiana? Keep watching.
Part 3. Lucy.
One key feature of Katie Cruz' blog is something I've termed the Lucy saga. The Lucy saga is a collection of roughly 40 sonnets of affection directed towards a young child by the name of Lucy. Now, Lucy isn't the actual name. It is a pseudonym according to both Katie Cruz and my sources, more on that later, for a child that is the daughter of some of Katie Cruz's friends. These two friends and Katie were all friends in high school. The two friends grew up, fell in love, married each other, started a family. Katie Cruz has been close to the family the whole time, close enough to even be a babysitter to Lucy. In 2021, Katie gives an account, speaking of Lucy. It'll be 8 years before she's 18. I don't know if I'll see her again before she's 18 or even after. Am I delusional to wait for her that long with no guarantee we'll end up together in the end? I don't really want to be with anyone else, though. So this is in 2021, and she's saying in 8 years, Lucy will be 18. I'm terrible at math. This took me a second, but if you crunch those numbers, that means in 2021, Lucy was 10 years old. However, Katie's first mention of Lucy in her blog is in the year 2018, meaning at the time that Katie first starts documenting her sexual obsession with this child, the child is 7 years old. I went over to my friend's house, and as soon as I came in, Lucy came running to me, wrapped her arms around me and her legs around my leg. I bent down and kissed her forehead and hugged her. She asked if I wanted to see her toy house that she was painting, and of course I did. Gonna be an artist when she grows up. We then go into gratuitous detail about Katie touching on, tickling, and cuddling with Lucy and her younger sister.
Does look like him
some
and Lulu
play that
next.
for some reason Lucy's parents viewed
I didn't
as
know that.
innocent,
All right, you guys are on
despite the fact that according to Katie, Lucy's parents were aware of her quote-unquote orientation. This is something which Katie affirms in an interview she did with two other wastes of air.
Back in the days of MySpace, I thought, well, everyone knows me. Everyone knows I'm a good person. They know I would never hurt anyone. I gotta tell them my feelings. And I came out, said I love little girls. And well, that was kind of dumb.
I feel like her accent's forced too.
Like 2/3 of my friends, some of my family disowned me after that initial thing. Like most of my
Yeah,
like
the world's
closest
smallest
friends, they
violin.
stayed with me. I became the butt of every joke and stuff.
Me.
And I didn't mind that. Like, oh yeah, I did it before puberty does.
Yes, according to Katie's blog and interviews, many of her friends, including Lucy's parents, were aware of her condition. She lost about 2/3 of her friends, but the rest stuck around, and it kind of just became a joke in the friend group. Now, as a member of the FBI, I will be revoking these people's parental licenses. Later in 2018, we have an account. I seen my lovely Lucy twice today. I went over to their house and Lucy opened the door. She was talking to Lucy's mom for a bit, and then Lucy came out wrapped in a blanket. She came right up to me and landed on my lap, saying she wanted to sleep next to me. Oh man, I melted on the inside. We then have another long and gratuitous explanation of Katie giving Lucy a back massage. Obviously, we're not going to go into that, but that's on the blog. We have another account, this one a bit of a fictionalization, a fantasy. I walked into the kingdom of heaven. Everything was clear and detailed. It was like my senses were magnified and I could see everything with such brilliance and intensity. As I walked, Lucy appeared in front of me. Katie, I've been waiting for you, she said. She ran up and wrapped her arms around me. She was still a 7-year-old child. In front of us on the beach, a man appeared. He was Jesus. He was God. He was the Holy Spirit all in one. Lucy and I both fell to our knees and bowed our heads. God reached down and took our hands and pulled us up. Welcome home, Katie, he said. I was in awe and adoration. I was completely humbled. The creator of the universe was standing in front of me and giving me personal attention. I started crying. I'm sorry, I said. I remembered every sin I ever committed. Everyone? We including all of those? Katie, are we including everything in there? God was still smiling. Katie, everyone in heaven has a job. I looked up and finally understood. He didn't even have to explain. The trials I allowed you to go through on earth prepared you for your job in heaven, God continued. I'm her caretaker, I stated. Yes, you showed great love and compassion for children all of your life, and especially for Lucy. You resisted the temptation of lust. Have you read your blog? You dumb bitch. Have you read your blog, you stupid fat bitch? Your greatest gift came from your greatest temptation. You and Lucy formed a bond that could never be broken. Now you will be her guide and mentor for all eternity, and she will be your pillar to lean on for love and companionship. You are soulmates. Now here we don't have the full story, but what we do know is somewhere along the way, Lucy's parents looked at each other and said, you know what, hon, that friend of ours who is an open, minor attracted person, I'm starting to think that she might have some romantic feelings towards our very minor daughter. At this point, they cut ties with Katie Cruz. And we get this post from 2020. I just got home from work. I'm lying in bed and I'm all emotional missing Lucy. What did I do to deserve this? What? How do you get over someone you love that is taken away from you? It's not even like she was a girlfriend who dumped me. It's her parents. How do you cope with that? A short while later, we get added Lucy as a beneficiary to my life insurance policy. Put a clause in my will that if she's under 18 at the time of my demise, it will go into a trust fund that her parents can't touch. That way they don't smoke all her money away, and maybe she can do better for herself. My friends say it's a nice thought, but probably futile. They're probably right, but people have done stupider things for love. What follows from here is a constant stream of bemoanings and depressed ramblings for the next 5 years of Katie longing for Lucy. Notably to me, it includes another fantasy, this time not heaven, but the end of the world. The nukes are coming down. And Katie happens to be in the same location as Lucy and her parents. And Katie asks Lucy to marry her. I pouted my lips and she planted a passionate kiss on me. I looked at her parents, and with only a few minutes until midnight, they didn't seem to mind.
Part 4.
Who is Katie Cruz? I already told you her real name in the intro of this video, but we have yet to connect the dots. And I've been tickling your balls about it for long enough. But to answer that question, we have to introduce a new player. Riata, who also goes by Sierra Adair, is a TikToker and CSA survivor and advocate. A while ago, she became aware of Katie Cruz. Riata made a TikTok in which she explained the lore behind this fine character behind me, including the Lucy saga, and made a plea to her audience to help them find this person and the parents of Lucy, to let them know that this person still very much had intentions toward their kid.
What I'm hoping is that if we can push this video out there, maybe the parents of this child can come across it, put 2 and 2 together and realize that this is the person that they used to know. And they can be more aware that there is literally a person out there waiting for their child to turn of age.
In my opinion.
I am desperate to get this video in front of them, and even more desperate to talk to them, because I have tons and tons of evidence, I guess you could call it, as to the way this woman thinks about their child. Please help me. Please interact with this. Please push it as far as you can. We need to find these parents.
After this call to action, she began receiving some tips from online sleuths connecting Katie Cruz to a certain someone named Callie Miller. Callie Miller's online presence isn't too out of the ordinary. Like Katie Cruz, she also has her own personal website and blog. She has a YouTube channel. The evidence Riata had connecting Callie Miller to Katie Cruz, however, was a little bit lacking, at least upon her first TikTok on the matter.
This picture was posted by Katie Cruz of a merchandise that they had created of the map flag. Pay close attention to that wristband and to the belt and pants that they're wearing. Oh, also that wig. Callie posted pictures on their Twitter of them, and you could see a very similar wristband on their wrist. Not to mention, this is Katie's picture, this is Callie's picture. Same belt, same pants. Also, this picture posted on Callie's kind of looks like that same wig, right? Okay, you can chalk those up to coincidence, whatever. This was posted on Katie's map profile that she has. Notice in the corner, down at the very bottom, all of the different apps. This picture was posted on Callie's Twitter. Look at that. Look at all those little apps down at the bottom.
This didn't exactly sell me. Someone having a similar belt or similar pants or a similar wig, not exactly airtight evidence. On the claim that they have a very similar desktop, I've put them both together here. You can see that most of the apps are stock Mac OS things, and of the non-stock apps, there are a few in common, yeah, but they're all very popular apps. Photoshop, OBS.
Sometimes
Riata,
it takes
however,
being
was pretty
paranoid like
convinced
this
that Katie
to,
Cruz is
find
Callie
people.
Miller, and I did agree that there were some suspicious ties there, but I wanted something a little stronger. So I reached out to Riata, who said, unfortunately, the most solid proofs I have of Callie being Katie are things I haven't publicly shared, and I am leery of them being shared. At which point she referenced a few things to me, which I will not share per her wishes. But the boldest thing, which I can share, is that Riata got in contact with two parents in Indiana of a small girl who believe that their girl is Lucy, as appears in the Lucy saga, and who also believe that Callie Miller is Katie Cruz and is after their young girl. In 2023, the parents of this child tried to get an order of protection against Callie Miller, an order which was denied by a judge of the name Jennifer Kinsley. The petitioner has not shown by a preponderance of evidence that harassment has occurred sufficient to justify the issuance of an order of protection.
Indiana.
It is therefore ordered by the court that the petition for an order of protection is hereby denied. It feels as though everybody is so close to connecting Katie Cruz to Callie Miller, but can't quite bridge that gap. Of course, I don't just have a 7-foot poster board of Callie Miller behind me for nothing, because as it turns out, Riata's TikToks led to an online war between herself and the Diddler Squad. And in the heat of battle, Katie Cruz, again in her infinite wisdom, showed her entire hand. Let me explain. So in the fallout of these TikToks, Riata was swarmed by Diddler Squad members sending her all sorts of lovely messages, as I'm sure you can imagine. A lot of them taunting her about the death of her sister who had passed away many years ago. Katie sent a very long, rambly email to Riata referencing that her and her team were forming plans to dox her out of vengeance. To be
This
fair
is
to
what
Katie,
these
she
people
did in
do.
that email say, I'm not
Yeah, Julia.
actually going to dox
This
you.
is
I'm
how
going to
these
show
people
you
react.
humanity instead. So
They lose their minds.
You know, we have the humanity queen over here. Katie even started crowdfunding for a defamation case against Riata. I have talked to a few attorneys and they believe I have a defamation case and are willing to take it on. One of them quoted me a $10,000 retainer. Another quoted me a $25,000
Oh, look,
retainer.
lawfare.
The retainer is usually just a start. There will likely be more costs associated with it. Let's see how close they got to their $25,000 goal. $545. So
Ba-dum-bum.
they're getting there. Point is, things are getting pretty ugly right now. And in the midst of all this back and forth, Katie Cruz goes on a Diddler podcast. Yes, they have Diddler podcasts, if you didn't know. And straight up just admits that Riata successfully outed her, meaning she is affirming that her real identity is, in fact, Callie Miller. That's the only way to interpret what you're about to hear. Now, in this audio, she does refer to Riata as Sierra Adair. That's Riata's real name as opposed to her TikTok handle. That's not a dox. That's publicly available, but that's why she's saying Sierra instead of Riata.
I figured I was maybe a month or two away from coming out. And then Sierra Adair, TikTok bitch, just finally, after 2 years, just puts all this stuff together and just outs me. And even
Amen.
though I was planning on coming out,
Sometimes it pays off.
and even
It's
though
from a
her
belt and
outing
a
me really
wristband
didn't affect me,
and a
it
wig,
it was still traumatizing
doing the Lord's
because
work.
I guess someone else was controlling the narrative. And she was basically questioning for speaking against my character. And that's one of the things that just like really makes me mad. Just basically telling everyone that I was a predator, that I was harming Lucy, and that I had all these bad intentions.
You are a
just making
predator.
up a whole bunch of shit.
It seems that Callie has a very unfortunate habit of getting very sloppy under pressure. Now, I'm about to call back a character we talked about before. Gone Fishing, the YouTuber who Callie ran a successful mass reporting campaign on. On a YouTube alternative site called Free Speech Tube, Katie Cruz's account uploaded a 10-minute video in which she is attempting to make fun and dismantle the arguments of Gone Fishing. The idea behind the video was to dress up as Gone
Dracula
Fishing
flow,
and make
yeah.
a parody video in which she sarcastically dismantles all of his points. Now, the only problem with the premise of this video for Katie Cruz is that it involves her showing her real face, and it's Callie. There she is. There's our girl.
Yep.
Hello. Now, when I made the aforementioned video, How YouTube Protects Predators, I was wary of the fact that this video was up there on Free Speech Tube. But I didn't want to play my hand quite yet. I did, however, lightly reference it without mentioning what the video was or where it came from.
But here's the thing, Katie. I'm smarter than you, I'm better looking than you, and I don't like losing, so I'm gonna win. This is you, by the way. This is you, by the way. I didn't want to throw out allegations without evidence.
Now, unfortunately, the day I put out that video, Callie saw it, realized she'd played herself, and took the video down from Free Speech Tube, which is unfortunate because that was the strongest possible proof we could have that Katie Cruz is Callie Miller, and now it's lost media.
Hold on. Was that a sigh of relief you just breathed, Callie?
You fucking dumbass. Obviously, I saved the video. Would you think I'm stupid or something?
Hi guys, it's me going. Fuck, I forgot my mustache.
Telling you, this guy's doing the Lord's work.
Manly. So I'm making another video about Katie Cruz, and she's kind of going fishing.
Yeah, this guy has balls. I love him. But he is like, she struck his channel twice, I think. He's got like one more.
Callie, what, are we being real right now?
Yeah, defamation, because everything that has been said about Katie is totally true, right guys?
Callie, truly, truly riveting stuff. I think the music could have been a little bit louder, but aside from that, I'd say you thoroughly destroyed him. So now we know that Callie Miller is Katie Cruz, which brings us to the next question. Where does Callie Miller live? Now, YouTube moderator, whoever this gets sent to, I want to be very clear. I am not doxing anybody in the following segment. I am not doxing anybody. Everything I'm about to share is publicly available online. It wasn't leaked by anybody. Now, Callie herself is no stranger to doxing. That is her first move anytime she receives public criticism. Well, sorry, her second move. Her first move is to run a false flagging campaign against the video, get it taken down, then out of vengeance, dox and harass the person who made the video. I have yet to be doxed. I feel a little left out. They haven't seemed to have found a way to find me yet, which, by the way, Diddler Squad, little pro tip. It's honestly really dumb of me to have this up there, but if you go to my Shopify store and buy one of my Slyboy shirts, I just send those bitches out from my house. My return address is right on that thing. It's bold of Callie to employ doxing so rabidly when her own location is so damn easy to find. Over on Callie's Blue Sky account, in her profile, she links the Shelby Lighthouse. This is a personal project of Callie's, one that she has posted about a lot. If we look into the Shelby Lighthouse project, we find that the Shelby Lighthouse is an independent digital signage board located in Shelbyville, Indiana. It displays a progressive political and social commentary along with the community and public service announcements. The content is independent and will never be influenced by corporations. It is a computer monitor that Callie has pressed up against a window in her neighborhood. Groundbreaking stuff. But point is, that's Callie Miller's house right there. And what's more, she just told us that it is located in Shelbyville, Indiana. I am blurring out the house because I think it's very likely someone from Shelbyville, Indiana could come across this, and I don't want to be responsible if anybody shows up to Callie Miller's house. To be perfectly clear, do not show up to this house and do anything. There's no sarcasm there. There's no dog whistles there. This person is unstable. She also mentioned on that Diddler podcast that if someone showed up to her house, she would shoot them him with a gun. So you don't want to do that. I don't want you to do that. She definitely doesn't want you to do that. Nobody do that, okay? We all cool? Cool. I'm like your biggest enemy, Callie, and I'm concerned that you just have your house publicly online. Take this down, please, for your own benefit. If not for your benefit, your mom's benefit, because I know this is your mom's house. I know you pay them rent. Now that I've spelled out how I've proven who you are and the town you live in, let me harken back to my initial ultimatum. If this video goes down, Big Katie, you know where she goes? Yeah, she goes to Shelbyville, Indiana. I don't want Big Katie to have to go to Shelbyville, Indiana. That's up to you, though, how that plays out. And to the rest of the Diddler Squad, if you're thinking of flagging this video, just keep in mind, it's gonna be your fault that Big Katie and I show up in Indiana. And all of the people in Callie's town are gonna hear all about the guy standing on a street corner with that monstrosity and a big, thick-ass binder exposing everything she's written about online.
Brother,
Now, I could end the video there, but there's one thing we haven't discussed yet. Callie Miller's Christianity. I happen to also believe in Jesus Christ. I didn't mention that in either of the other two videos I made about you, Callie. But since you got my last video taken down, I'm a little pissed off. So fuck it. Let's talk about your Christianity. In the two videos I made prior to this, a natural temptation for me would have been to go on some sort of rant about how you, Callie, can't be a real Christian because a real Christian would know not to hurt children in this way. But I didn't do that for a couple reasons. The purpose of those videos was to expose you, not protect Christianity's image. What's more, it's a very weird thing for me as a Christian to wish that you are not a Christian. I want you to be a Christian. I want you to know Jesus. But I will say this. In Matthew 18, Jesus Christ sets a child on his lap, and he says this to a whole crowd of people. If anyone causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. So it is not my place as someone who is not God to say whether or not you, Callie Miller, are a Christian. But what I can say is that Jesus wants you dead. And you have to be pretty fucking bad for Jesus Christ to want to slide on a bitch. Thanks for watching.
Every time I watch it, it's so good. Absolutely amazing. It's fantastic, isn't it? Oh, it's so good. It's so good. That's it's peak YouTube, man. I mean, holy shit. It's crazy. Watching all of that go down, it's so good. It's so rich. You got to be pretty bad for Jesus to want to slide on a bitch. He said it perfectly, honestly. Oh, it really man, that guy, I'm sorry. I mean, like, I think this is the most important like thing going on, like, in my humble opinion, within like influencer like community, whatever. The fact that YouTube is co-signing this insanity and him just going like real hard I think it's a beautiful thing. I think that all of that is really important because obviously, like, I'm on YouTube, right? And I'm not out here going a deep cut with a pedophile like that. But, you know, still, people should be aware that, yeah, you know, YouTube does host CSAM. You know, it's out there. Not that I've seen it, I just know that it's out there and that it exists, because, like I said, I didn't have a hard time finding the Delphi crime scene photos, which was quite shocking, quite frankly. Really disturbing how easily I found those, and I wanted to gouge my eyes out. I still do. It's burned in my brain forever. Good find, Jay Snyder. I'm all about that. That's, imagine being engaged to someone and you're getting married, and the day before you get married, they get busted in this thing. That's rough. Many such cases. Indeed, John. Well said. Many such cases. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. It would break my mind too. I literally would walk into traffic. I would just walk into traffic. This? You would see me on the next 5 o'clock special. I would be on the roof of a CVS or a Walgreens. My head would be shaved like G.I. Jane. And I would have a fucking gun out there. And I would be just screaming at the top of my lungs, losing my mind. Because I would completely lose my mind. I'd lose it. Well, I used to have a mohawk, so I know the deep joy that one can feel shaving your head. It's nothing like the breeze hitting your scalp, man. It's something quite magical. But no, I also have a really big head, so I'm not gonna do that either. I'm not gonna get into this too much because again, this is something that is going into the podcast as I do with a podcast. I'm gonna be, walking and leading through it. But, I've been talking about George von Hilsheimer, I've been talking about Green Valley School and Paul Krasner, and no, I'm not gonna shave my head, don't worry. After Green Valley gets shut down, it goes into the hands of Robert F. Hartley, who is George von Hilsheimer's friend, longtime business partner, big wig from California. This is the guy who takes it over. So I've been looking into Robert F. Hartley. He ends up going by Ishvara. That should tell you exactly what he ends up getting into, right? And so he ends up buying or owning this place that is like Esalen, but older than Esalen, which is really odd. The Klan tried to burn it down at one point way back in the day, and it's gone through many iterations of being this sort of weird spiritual community. But in my rabbit hole digging last night, and again, we're just going to peruse, this individual lays out a very strong argument that there are some connections here to Pizzagate. For the people that think the Pizzagate's not real, I'm not talking about the media shitcoat. This camp that George von Hilsheimer's friend ends up going and, owning, this is where the Grateful Dead was cooking acid. Apparently, Jim Morrison and Janis Joplin were known for going there and getting very, very drunk. And this place, I haven't fleshed it all out yet, but I just want to show you guys because I think that it is interesting. It seems that there are some legitimate connections here to Pizzagate because all the stuff that they've archived in the alternate way back, I've been, printing PDFs. That way I have it because I think that some of this stuff, eventually it's not going to be on the damn archive. You know what I mean?